all three of us have written books about the experience of losing our partners. And what struck me, both Gary and Shalini, about your books is that they weren't just about the aftermath of the death and the loss of that person, but they were about how you met them and your love story. And I guess tell me a little why it's important, both when telling that story in book form and to other people, it's important for people to have the entire scope of who it is you lost.
Cool. So I really wanted to paint a picture of Jeremy because he was this wonderful, beautiful man. And even I remember at his funeral, it was standing room only. So many people in our little village came to pay tributes to this man. And I felt that I wanted to have a legacy, that people would know who he was and why my loss was so great, why I felt this loss that was, I hadn't just lost Jeremy, I'd lost a part of myself. But to do that, I had to paint a picture of who he was. And the book was a great way to do that. It was a great way to show people just how, and I think when you read the book, Leslie, you know that I talk about the little things. It was the little things that were important. He wasn't a flashy guy. He wasn't in any way over the top. He was just kind, and he had a wonderful sense of humor. And for me, those were the things that I wanted people to read about and remember. And also, we had quite a tumultuous love story because my family didn't accept him. So for 12 years, he was my family until I was reconciled with my parents. And I wanted people to know that, because it was not easy for me, but it was also not easy for him. So the losing Jeremy obviously was devastating, but our love story, as beautiful as it was, had a lot of ups and downs. And I wanted people to see that, how resilient it was, and why it was so special, and why the loss was so great.
Cool. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. You, Gary, same question.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking when the book came up that if you're going to tell a story about grief and loss and the process of navigating that, if you're talking about in abstract terms, people can't relate. And I wanted people to understand who the person was, to give the story some sort of context. That's why I put the backstory in for me. And also, the other thing that I realized as I was going through was that the love story never finishes just because they've died. The love story is still ongoing. So you wanted that person to be present, so it helps people to understand who that is, because it continues.